Hey guys, welcome back to another dazzling stream. I am Dazzling Kate. It's definitely been a while since I've done some art. Okay, it's only been a week, but still guys, this is pretty interesting. Finally getting back into the drawing and oh my goodness. I can't believe it's when oh fucking potato sack Fred. Fred, you're gonna scare people off. You're gonna scare people off. Talk to the audience and apologize to them. Fred, tell them you're sorry. Tell them you're. Okay, kisses might not help. Well, Fred, tell them. Tell them you're sincerely sorry for barking at them. This isn't a way to get fishy crackers. This is the opposite of getting fishy crackers. But. Okay, fine. Go down. Anyways, guys, it is amazing to be back to do some art, and it's awesome to see Divine Megan. Hi. LeMay, how's it going? It's been a while. Oh my goodness, there's so much going on. But yeah, I just had to change some change some change some change some things up. Okay. Bun of Spooks, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I'm streaming a little earlier considering like already I put the kids to bed and I usually try to do this whenever they're sleeping. I know how long they sleep, so it's like it's easier to tell when like you're able to do these kind of things. I'm just fortunate that I could get them to sleep that early. Like had I been stuck with more difficult kids, I probably wouldn't have been able to. But yeah. Best advice about babysitting, just understand what you're working with. Use everyone's advice that they give you. Because if I didn't, I probably would be not streaming as much and probably, I don't know, I'd probably be like napping on the couch or something. I'm doing good. Picked up some new clothes because low key my ass is too fat for my jeans. Also, my new hoodie is so damn soft and comfy. Oh man, I love comfy hoodies. Especially during this time of the year, it's when it's peak hoodie season, like perfection. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just the right temperature to wear the hoodie. Okay, so honestly, it was like crazy for me working on some pieces. I actually ended up creating another OC, guys. I'm sorry. I decided to create a character for the sake of like both Resident Evil 0 and 1 to kind of have a character there, but also because I wanted to low key design a STARS officer uniform, but I fucking failed because I was just like, I can't go with like the shoulder pads. It feels so much like gel. So I kind of went for like what Rebecca wears, but I'm too iffy about some of these things. It's like trying to design these characters based off of the like uniforms. Like the men have like those vests. The woman, it's like Rebecca only has the only has the cover up vest. And it doesn't look puffy. And like Jill has those giant ass shoulder pads, which aren't bad, but they just weren't working for Teresa, the character I just designed. I got it a couple size bigger than my normal size because I'll be starting to show towards the height of winter, and I want to have something that I can still be comfy in. Very good plan. I like that plan. I'd probably be doing the same thing, just like buying clothes in advance so I don't have to go into public wearing something smaller than what I currently like. That would be something I would be terrified of, just like showing up pregnant and then like one thing I noticed is like probably being all like, oh wait, what if like one of the buttons comes off, or what if something like this happens? What if my pants fall down in the middle of the public? Like, though, that's just my anxiety getting ahead of me, thinking of like such scenarios. May have given somebody like somebody's in the chat or in the future watching this a new fear, because I think that's one thing I would be worried about the most. I just want to say thank you. The last video you made me feel a bit made me a bit feel better. That's good to hear, Divine Megan. I've definitely been going nutso with like trying to figure out my next discussion topics, because I've been slow with making the art for the Lore Olympus. Like, what if I wrote Lore Olympus? Because I've just been very slow with that. And I apologize if I haven't released that many new videos. It's just with my current situation right now, it's like I already have schoolwork. I already have to like monitor like kids. It's like it's a pain in the ass, because all I do want to do is just like record videos and just poke fun at things or like fix things or whatever. So, yeah. I guess I'll start inking Teresa's face. Honestly, I'm just like, it's been a long while since I've done a character design. Ah, damn it. Gosh darn freaking potato bread. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I'm still there. Okay. But yeah, it's been a pain trying to find a. Oh no, is my stylus gonna be like this again? Where it goes slow and it's like, okay, it's sort of doing it, but not enough to. Duncan, I freaking swear, I do not need my cords eaten. I gotta buy more of those protective dog wire container things, because I'm definitely. It's just been stressful. I'm contemplating about getting a new microphone so I can make videos better. Not for like not for my streams particularly, because I'm used to using my headphones for like streaming games and now drawing and such. Because whenever I put it on Bluetooth mode, I can just walk and grab something from my mini fridge without having to like pull off the headset. So yeah. Okay. But yeah, my intention wasn't to create a character for for the Stars team when I was trying to like look around at designs, because originally I was just looking around at star designs, and I was just trying to make sure I prepare for like next month by figuring out at least 4 different pieces to draw for later on. Okay, let me just. But yeah, that was my intention, was to basically figure out character designs, figure out what kind of scenarios I could put these characters in. Next thing I know, though, I was like, oh, there's not that much purple in the group. There was no way I was gonna do like a pink character. No offense to any characters. It's just. I was kind of thinking she still needed to be serious without feeling like super cutesy. Like, nothing wrong with cutesy, but again, this is police work, and I would imagine a dark purple-ish color colliding with blue would kind of help her character. That, and I really wanted someone who butted heads with like Wesker, because I can imagine with this character Teresa, she is a she is very much a character I've been wanting to make. That's gosh, there's so there's so many things I could describe about her, but it's really hard to like really say, it's just crazy. But someone who could like basically, okay, so Teresa is the give me a minute. Okay. Where was my notes? Oh yeah. But yeah, she's basically the crisis negotiator of the Star Squad. She it's mostly due to her calm demeanor, but yeah, considering in the first game, I would imagine she is with Wesker to a degree, like to some point in the game, not realizing that he's sneaking off to go do other things. And she has her suspicions, and then it only confirms matters when she is like, I'm still kind of working out the idea of how she finds out exactly, and if I should have Wesker try to kill her off. Like when she realizes, oh shit, he's evil, he's working with this group, I gotta tell everyone. I'm kind of thinking that. I'm kind of thinking she discovers something odd, gets like, ends up being taken down somewhere. Like, I'm not too sure. I'm debating about these things. It's often very funny trying to come up with these scenarios for these characters, but I would imagine she kind of plays a other role as well later on, but I still have to work out that a little bit, because I'm like, maybe she can be part of like starting the not just like she obviously wouldn't start something with Chris and Jill with them having the BSSA. I would imagine she would be connected to Rope, which I'm still kind of working on the history for that. But yeah, it's definitely impressive with what I've managed to do so far. Oh my goodness. Another reason why I created her was because I wanted to improve on drawing curly hair. I realized with a lot of my characters, I never tried to go out of my comfort zone, I should say, and actually make characters that are interesting design wise. So yeah. Goodness gracious now. Grace goodness gracious though. Really still got to improve some of the elements here. But yeah. But how has your guys' week been so far? Have you been staying hydrated, focused on your work, getting anything good done? I'm like day 23 with this art challenge. I'm making today's challenge a little easier for me. It's going to basically be a quick painting sketch thing cuz I don't want to deal with drawing it cuz I still got like okay, after today it would be like another 7 days of this art challenge and I'll be done. Not that I'm not enjoying drawing Resident Evil characters. Hell no. It's just like the motivation of getting everything finished is just ahead of me. Anyways, I'm going to take a sippy sip of my flavored water real quick. But yeah, yesterday I ended up getting my cotton candy flavored liquid IV. I know that sounds gross to some people, but I love sweet things. It's what gets my attention a lot. So yeah, usually I like to try and get the detail stuff finished a little bit. But yeah, ever since I've been doing these Resident Evil streams, I've been debating about how can I bring more of my love for gaming and other things like character storytelling to everyone without it feeling like I'm lecturing people. I don't know how to do it. Like I want to be casual about everything. Like I feel like that's what I really want to do. And then when I get comments telling me like, "Oh, like why aren't you editing this correctly?" and I'm like, "I'm you realize most of us YouTubers who are doing this as a hobby don't have, good editing skills. I understand if somebody wants to offer their services to me for free, I'm not telling you guys to do that. You don't need to do that. You do not need to do that. I'd say go ahead. If you want to edit the video, go ahead. But again, the problem I feel like with a lot of people who just think, oh yeah, a lot of YouTubers who upload videos should know the basics of editing, which is like, no, do you realize there are plenty of YouTubers who have editors that they pay who, these YouTubers do not know a thing about editing. If I had the ability to, if I could get someone paid to do it, like yeah, but I'm not Mrs. Rich or anything. Like hell no, hell no. But I'm not gonna waste my time or anyone else's time begging them to edit my videos, because why would I waste our time like that? And I love how some people think, oh, you can just learn, it's easy, and it's like you realize some of us don't have the patience to sit through like educational videos about editing, and it's like maybe just don't bring up the fact that their videos are not edited well enough. Eventually they will learn or they will pay someone to do it for them. Like I always get reminded of this every time when I do a video and they're just like, "Oh, well, like why didn't you do this instead of that?" And I'm like, how the frick do you expect me to know that? I'm not trying to be mean or anything when I say this. I just I only use OPS. I only make very basic videos. I'm not sitting here like sitting up there editing the shit out of these videos just to like feel like I'm not doing anything well enough because I'm a perfectionist. If I'm going to do something like editing, I'm going to be you know, making it look perfect. I'm not going to half ass it, but considering I'm not really into editing, it's not going to happen. And I have all bleh. I've had people who did offer me, to do it, but I always don't want that to happen. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm a burden or using them for, their skills to them, as much as I can. And it's like, I can't take advantage of people like that. It's just not in my bone to do. It makes me feel like I'm burdening them with my inability to do, editing, or trying to make it easy for them by sending them all the files that involves file A, B, and C. And it's like, no. Do you know Distributino la Historia is animation music in Spanish, like they do Hades song, Athena, Hera, even Satan recently. Those good if you're interested. Like Horus song, they do a reference to Elton John's song "I'm Still Standing." That's so cool. That's pretty interesting, Divine Megan. I love to hear about that. But yeah, eventually I will probably figure out a other method of making videos, but for now you're just gonna have to deal with them as how they are right now, which is mostly slideshows at this moment. Maybe eventually I'll actually do more, but it's just like it's all a matter of finding that healthy in between. Okay. For now, I'm gonna do some different art. Okay, so I'm gonna do some sketches. I just gotta figure out what kind of sketches I want to do. Because I know I'm not gonna be able to do like much of OC art challenge stuff until I think December. I'm trying to like reserve specific months for things. Like this month it's mostly me drawing Resident Evil characters or just canon characters from the game. Like I'm still sort of working on the final piece, which I guess I could probably show you what I'm doing, but it's just also like, do I dare show them, or do I just keep it a surprise until the day of Halloween? Like there's only 8 more days until Halloween, and I'm like, that's such a short amount of time, you know? How's it going, Evie? She's just staring at me like bored out of my mind. Eventually, I can't wait to get them a haircut because I know she's definitely been wanting to go to the groomers. Okay, let's see. I gotta really think about it. Yeah. Let me see what kind of things I haven't drawn in a while. Because I know I'm probably going to most likely put it onto my. Hmm. Okay, okay. I think I got something. I think I got something. Okay, so okay, this kind of helps. So I don't think I've ever done a comic page layout with you guys yet, which I tend to avoid drawing comic pages, but now since I've decided I'd be doing a Resident Evil comic, I'm just now gotta think of how I'm gonna do it. Which is gonna be a pain, because it's definitely one of those things where it's okay, then we're gonna paste it, then we're gonna put it over. Oh fuck. Oh, it copied it entirely. Oh no, I don't need that. Okay, so copy the layer, paste the layer, and then you. This again, this is just to kind of give you guys an idea of what I usually do, which is. Yeah, this should be fun. Hey, Jonin, how's it going? I've been doing well. I'm currently going to try and attempt to make a comic page. I'm just trying to think of what I'm gonna have happen in the in the pages to kind of give you guys an idea of how I usually. It's been a while since I've actually drawn comic pages. Okay, so it's a little bit of a hard thing to remember, but don't fear. I know exactly what I'm doing. Sort of. Sort of. Sorry about the water bottle noise. Okay, so I'm going to try and imply what my professors taught me, which. Okay, so we're just going to have an opening scene. Think we might. Hmm. Kind of getting a story in my head. Sweet, I need to create my own mini comics with my OCs, but I'm to do some digital drawings of the wild pussycats from My Hero for Inktober. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll definitely have to do something. I just gotta figure out what in my head. I mean, I think I got something, but I have to like actually look up the image real quick. Hmm. Man, I'm just trying to figure out where it would even work. Okay, so I guess I'll have to remember it from memory because honestly. Okay, so. I mean, I could just open it right now on my computer. Not computer. On my PS5 right now and just play, like, Resident Evil 4 just to get to that chapter. I don't think I'm saved anywhere near that house, though. Okay, fine. I'll just take a wondrous guess. These are gonna look very ugly, guys. This is gonna look very ugly. Fuck. Okay, okay. We need a good opening shot, so. Gonna have. Okay. What music do you like? Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, I enjoy all types of music. I mostly like instrumental music, especially from video games or movies. I tend to listen to them the most when I'm trying to figure out like situations of how I would use it. But yeah, it's often something I love getting into when it comes to like oftentimes when I'm trying to make art pieces, I listen to a lot of instrumental music from video games or from movies to kind of get my ideas down into like a soundtrack. Like sometimes there may be the occasional like song from a like band or musician that I really love that would be included into the game or story soundtrack that I'm making up in my head. Like it's often very fun. But yeah, oftentimes it's something. Establishing these shots is a lot harder than some people think. Oh, what's the story? I I'm thinking I'm probably going to recreate a scene between Fawn and Luis. It just involves like because I okay. Let me explain where I think Luis is and what kind of role he plays in the game. Because I here's what I always tell people whenever I talk about Resident Evil 4. This is mostly to one of my friends that listens to me endlessly about all of my weird theories for Resident Evil 4. I believe that Luis is the intel that sent the information to the government of where Ashley's location is. Now, that might be like, well, where's the email to prove that, Kate? Like, how did that happen? Why wasn't it on the computer? Well, would you keep an email that you had with the government on the computer? No. Hell no. You wouldn't want that. Like, either he gave the intel to somebody who knew of the government, because let's be real, some of those scientists working for Umbrella, there had to at least have been one that he could have been giving information to an ally connected to these people. Like, let's be real. I firmly believe that Luis is the one who sent the government the information of Ashley's location because, like he said, he wants to better himself. So why would he ignore Ashley's situation if it meant like of course you're going to want to not be involved to a degree because you're trying to escape, but here's the thing. In order to do that, you got to make sure that the cult that you're involved with is distracted. And Leon is a perfect distraction. He didn't intend, like, he didn't intend to think he'd probably grow attached to those two. It just kind of happened. But yeah, in the story, okay, so, oh wait, I like having a separate layer between okay, so honestly the look is, if I'm remembering things correctly. Okay. Of course, it will definitely look different by the time I actually design, like, better cages and not cages, stages and concepts and such. So let me be real. So yeah, it's something that I've been meaning to actually try to do for a while. when I was talking to my friend, he brought up the idea of like maybe I should turn this into a comic just so I have something good to do. Like it's very interesting to know what exactly would go on. It's just really difficult to kind of get everything lined up. Because again, let me tell you, making comics is pretty difficult. And I've never been able to finish like a lot of them for the sake of me just not enjoying like some of the concepts I've been given. Like, oh my fucking goodness. Thumbellini, get your butt over here. Okay? Look at me. What do you think you're doing, baby? What do you think you're doing? Okay? But yeah, building up building up how it is. I would imagine oh for the fuck's sake, Thumbellini, unless there's a crazy maniac in our household, I don't want to hear you bark, okay? Watch as she goes silent and an actual murderer comes after me. Like, guys, if something like that were to happen, make sure you tell, like, if the murderer somehow gets away and I'm somehow in charge of this entire thing and I'm dead, make sure people know that I never intended for anything to happen. But I don't think that'll ever happen because I overthink these things. But yeah, it's just really kind of interesting with how it goes. So yeah. So as you can tell, it's sort of a pain to oh my god. Most of the time it's just a pain in the ass. Let me just readjust this real quick. Don't mind me, those are just some ugly stairs, okay? And besides, these are rough drafts. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Will I actually manage to finish it? I have no clue. Okay, so again, Thumbellini, if somebody is out there, they will have to go through me. And by me, I mean you, Thumbelina. But yeah. Trying to draw trying to draw Luis is like difficult, but I have to remember this is just a sketch. Nothing's like confirmed in stone kind of stuff. And let me just tell you right now, it's kind of interesting to see what would happen. Wait, I'm trying. Oh shit! I think. Wait, no, no. If I just fix it, fix it. Okay. Oh god. Drawing any of the details on like Luis's jacket is difficult. Anyone who can replicate that jacket, like drawing wise, cosplay wise, like you have my full respect, okay? You have my full respect. And I would imagine he's probably drinking something after a long escape from whatever. Sometimes it's easy for me to tell some of the details because it's like, oh, I drew it, I can tell. But sometimes if I'm like, if I can't remember it too much, then I get kind of irritated and frustrated, and yeah, it's not fun. Okay, so basically, getting these details figured out is always a blast. This looks like an interesting comic panel. Thank you, Bun of Spooks. Divine Megan, no problem with them. What is difficult to draw a character or decorate? Decor. For me, it's decor. Yeah, it's definitely decor to a good degree. Drawing like the backgrounds and pieces of furniture within the backgrounds is always hard for me, especially in a sense where it feels like I have to actually start focusing on some of the other details. Um, Sometimes you just got to do those like up close shots. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but it's also like, eh. You kind of have to have those moments. It's always gonna look good. Gotta save that. Anyways, I sometimes have to simplify it for my brain by basically focusing on other elements to distract me, which it can be hard to do. It can be hard. Oh gosh. It is just definitely a pain to deal with some elements. I just had to go through like a lot recently, which is very difficult of dealing with like understanding how to process some emotions. Like I've not been well mentally with Like, I know I overshare details. It's mostly because I don't have that many friends to talk to about it, which uh, doesn't surprise me that much. It's kind of hard when you really think about it, just going back and trying to figure out what to freaking do. Oh gosh. When it comes to drawing backgrounds, I usually do it as a separate drawing and place it as a separate layer, which is always a good thing because you don't want to combine both the character drawing with the background drawing. Because, like, one time I spent a long time doing the sketch and I needed to only do the details for the like face and such, and then I was like, oh fuck. I accidentally used it and I wasn't about to erase it and go through all that again. So remember, guys, check your backgrounds and layers because it might be a part of one and it will not go well. So, yeah. Next thing I know. But yeah, just in case if I'm ever lazy, I just tend to damn it. Well, whatever to that. Basically, I was just going to say let me just use my selection tool. It kind of helps in these situations because then I can just copy the layer. Wait, no, I gotta copy the merged layer. Copy the merged layer, and then wait. Ah, shit. That means this will be followed. Okay, so copy the merged layer, and then you just deselect, paste. Sometimes I will do this to save me time. Just like I just have to like erase the head so that way like the head a little bit just to kind of make it look like he's turning his head, which again, it's hard to do when you don't have a idea of what you're doing. Like holy shit. Like you don't want it to look really off, but you're also like, "Oh man, I don't want to deal with this." Sometimes you gotta either ignore some details or you don't. I'm bad at drawing like heads turned, so it looks off, which I apologize for. I never intend for these things to happen when it comes to like drawing them off. Well, I should probably get some sleep. Gotta be up early to vote, and I gotta work tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Good night, Bun of Spooks. Have a nice night and stay hydrated. I usually exercise, clean, and write down my plans to lighten my mentality. Yeah. It's always hard to like do these when you're just like, I don't know which direction I'm going in, but sometimes it kind of also helps just to do it in like the spurs of a moment kind of thing. And you're like, oh, I can actually draw this. Awesome. But yeah, I basically had to learn about a lot of things recently, and it kind of sucks just basically being alone into some, like, in some ways where you can't just like call somebody up and say, "Hey dude, you want to hang out?" Because you don't really have that many friends. Like, that's what's going on with me. I don't have a lot of people to hang out with. I mean, even if I could, I couldn't right now. But it's just like you don't get those phone calls like all the other people do, and you're just kind of like, wow, I must suck as a friend, or I might not be as like I'm not as talented as so and so, or whatever. And it just, I feel like that's one thing I hate about being antisocial to a degree, is that some people will never understand how difficult it is to just talk and be friendly with someone, because some people just take it as, oh yeah, well, so and so has they have this or that. But it's also like, what? I sound like a crazy person right now. I sound like a really crazy person. Sometimes I wish I wasn't as bad when it comes to some elements. Okay, I guess it would be a nervous smile, like, hi there. It's why I spend a lot of my time just making videos or planning new art pieces. It's the closest thing I really have to getting any interactions with people. And I guess that sounds kind of dorky. Kind of reminds me of this one fact that, like, I think in Japan they have this, like, you can rent a friend to like hang out with you so you won't be so lonely. And I'm like, if that was a thing here, that would be nice. I wouldn't mind. I would just be like, I don't know. I would just kind of make it seem like it's like, if I'm paying you already, like, all right, like, I probably would be like, oh yeah, just follow the script or something. I don't know. Just kind of make it feel like I'm actually a person and not just like some invisible sack of nothingness to people. Like, the friend I do have, she's just like, it's been a while since we've actually spoken, so it's kind of like I feel really off about that. Like, again, I'm sorry for oversharing some details with you guys. John, and yeah, some work friends are come and go, and I usually hang out with my high school friends who live in a different state than me currently. So it's a bit hard making no and trusting friends. Yeah, they do. You can rent an old man and a butler too. Oh my gosh. That's pretty interesting. Like, I wouldn't mind being able to have that ability if I had the money too. I would do that. I would totally do that. Divine Megan. Me too. That's hard for me too. I'm antisocial because of my autism. I like to be in my bubble after work. Like, that took me energy to talk to my friend. Yeah, I like it's definitely very difficult when people just think, "Oh, all autism is the same autism." Like, no, it's different for everyone. Yes. Wait, it's not the same. it's all different. Everyone's like different social wise. Like you could have one friend who is super chatty with you, but then the other one will be super quiet because either they don't know how to really address you or don't know you too well because you either shared no details with them thinking, well, they're too antisocial anyways. It's not like it matters. And it's that's what I feel like is going on for me and my current friend, but it doesn't really help matters that she basically almost let me pass out. I'm bad at confrontation. Like, I'm not sure if I told you guys the story of how I almost passed out because it's just very difficult to get into the groove of understanding people. Like, I told her before we went into the concert, like, okay, this is like almost 2 years ago, by the way. It's gonna be 2 years in like a couple of months, but almost 2 years ago, she took me out to a concert, and I basically didn't have enough funds on my card, but I did have money cash, so I could pay her any kind of money, like a, a good amount of money if she were to buy me something like to eat or drink in the concert hall. And I get it, that's expensive food and drinks. I don't blame her, but she then also offered me to let me buy, like through her get a drink and food. And what ended up happening, I told her like, okay, like all right, totally up for it, and then she just purposely ignores me when we're ordering food, and she doesn't really give me any heads up, just like, "Oh yeah, here's I'm going to go get myself a drink." And it's like, "You're aware I've been dehydrated as hell since this morning." Like it was hours of me like waking up at like 7 a.m. in the morning. We have an early breakfast just so we can get to the stadium in the afternoon. I didn't want to go there in the afternoon because I knew there was going to be like a shit ton of people waiting at the like merchandise stand, which good for you if you want to go sit there for a couple of hours, but I'm not the kind of person who will do that. I'm sorry. I don't do well in the heat. And it's kind of funny because I told her before we got into the stadium, like after I found out I couldn't put money onto my card at that moment because there were no banks and some of the machines in like the outside were broken, so I couldn't really do much to transfer money into a card to put into, you know, it's just crazy. But there I am. It's almost like I think it was like 12 hours, 14 hours of me not having that much to eat or drink. And this is a very hot Nashville day. And it's just like, dude, what the hell? I'm the kind of person, if I'm buying something for other people and it's like the weather is hot or the weather is cold, I will ask everyone like it that I'm with, like, hey, you want to go get something? Like, you want me to grab you guys something? I can get you guys drinks. I'm always the kind of person that's courteous like that. But the moment it's me going through something like that, like, dealing with being dehydrated or something, my friend just basically just leaves me hungry and thirsty for like multiple hours. And it's really ridiculous because I remember looking around on the like concert floor. Like we had like water in the cups. I was so close to stealing someone's cup of water just because I was thirsty, but I couldn't find any and I didn't want to be a dick. So yeah, I know that sounds really weird that I was close to stealing food, like not food, water from a simple cup. It I just looking back, I just feel like if I had just said something to her, she probably would have listened, but it was just a matter of like, oh, just you know, I'm bad with actually telling people these things. And I warned her ahead of time, like I don't do well with talking too much. Like just understand if something, like if we're gonna get something inside, can you let me know? And it's just like she didn't let me know. She just went off. And what was funny is that she showed up like before the concert when we were inside. We were gonna get like these cute themed lemonade drinks. Like I think they were alcoholic drinks. I don't know, but she got two of them, and then she also got another alcoholic drink. And I assumed, okay, we're gonna be, she got me a drink. No, she got herself two two of these drinks and another drink, and I'm standing here like, okay, all right, I'll just sit here and drink this air. And still to this day, she never realized why I almost passed out. Like, I don't know. If I had noticed my friend looking dehydrated and almost about to pass out, because the only one who noticed this was a lady behind me. Like, actually, was two. My brain is just like, these two ladies behind me. They were like, "Are you okay? You look very pale." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." I was like nearly dizzy and I did not want to pass out. And I'm like, would it have been better if I did pass out? Would it have been better? Would that have taken like, would that have helped? I don't know. Like, I love to just think about these things. Like, would she had noticed that I just suddenly passed out in the middle of the concert? And I don't know. I would like to kind of imagine she's just too focused on the concert and being all like, "Oh, this is so much fun," and then I'm just like lying on the ground, and somebody's like, "Oh shit!" Like some girl just passed out. Somebody get like the medics. And like I would just imagine she's just like, "I wonder who that girl is." Not realizing I almost passed out. Sorry if I sound like a brat, guys. I just remembering these things, remembering how I basically had the worst concert experience because of that. Just I like getting it out of my system. But yeah, it's kind of interesting realizing, oh yeah, I had friends that treated me like shit. She and I are still friends, but I haven't really spoken to her much because of so many of so many unfiltered feelings I haven't really gone through. And just I don't know, I always feel like if I brought it up, she would get pissed with me for like here's another thing that happened connected to that. I like going all out for people. I love spending money on my friends. And that incident made me think maybe I shouldn't do that with this friend, because I spent $500 because again I was trying to make up for the absence of like not paying, like not having paid her officially until after the concert because she wanted me to pay afterwards, which I did have that payment. But I paid $500 for a like for birthday presents, for a cake, and you know, then another $200 for the tickets. And let me tell you, They were good seats, which is why I paid like $200 for the seats, like for my seat. She paid $200 for her seat, or was it 300? Like, my brain's just messy with the numbers. But I paid $500 for the entirety of her birthday stuff, and I literally, after what happened at the concert, I realized, oh wow, like this is a cake from like a bakery from New York. Uh, I can't remember the brand exactly, but they had these like sprinkles, like they had these sprinkles, like fun funfetti cookie dough roll, like cookie dough balls on top of it. I can't remember what it was called. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but basically, it cost me like $100 for that cake to get it shipped over here, and I had decided to give it to her as it was a cake that the celebrity we saw had for their birthday, because I wanted to make that entire weekend themed after the singer we were seeing. And it just it felt like a slap in the face when she basically did that. We had things planned, and it was just like, "Oh no, 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 no." She decides she's too good to make me a bracelet because I spent like, I think it was like 200 and I think it was $200 on a bracelet. The rest of the other stuff were little trinket things that I thought would be helpful for her job, that would be nice for her to relax with. Because I was thinking about every single detail that made her, this person. That, like, she's an amazing friend, I'm going to go all out for her. And basically, she ends up just not giving me anything. Like, I know she paid for the concert tickets, but I also designed the outfits, got the cake, got this bracelet for this special birthday weekend we were planning, because we have birthday both of our birthdays are like 2 days apart, which is what made me feel like we were connected somehow because we had our birthdays so close. But no, 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 no. This entire trip going down there. Oh yeah, that's a good thing, I guess. Even though we guaranteed we do all these other things together, it's like you got to remember these details are important. Okay, I know this makes me sound like a brat, but sorry guys, I'm just OMG, that cake sounds so good to eat. It is. It was good. And I basically told her after we got back from Nashville, like, "Oh, wait, the cake? Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like the cake got destroyed during the drive here. Sorry to hear about that." And I ate it. I ate the cake with the help of my siblings and my dad, because I realized after that concert she wasn't worth that cake. I deserved the entire thing because I spent the money on it. I at least should have gotten some respect from her during that time. But instead, I just felt like an afterthought while she was too busy going out of her way and basically pretending we were there together, but really she was just there to be more entertained by everything else. And I'm not saying she should pay attention to me like 24/7 during the entirety of the concert or whatever. What I'm saying is at least give me the same respect I give you. And I'm not expecting her to go all out, but at least remembering the promises she made. And it's like, it's frustrating. So, anyways, But yeah, I don't talk about this as much due to the fact that I know I sound kind of annoying when I talk about these things. It just like after that I just kind of cut talking with her for like a long while. I still do talk to her from time to time, but not as much as I used to. Cuz I realized, "Oh, she doesn't want to hang out with me." Like it was like stuff after that like, "Oh, like we both decided to go to a convention and I was like asking her if she wanted to hang out and she's like, "Oh no. I'm here with my boyfriend." And it's like, "Okay, go ahead." I'm not expecting her to like hang out with me every time I go to a convention, the same one as hers, but it was just like it just kind of felt like compared to some other friends, I was just kind of the friend she was only friends with because I was a pity friend. If you guys get what I mean, like they only do this because they know something about you. Like I've told her that I am autistic. I don't do a lot of socializing with people and she takes I think she took that information and assumed that I should just be the like pity friend she occasionally hangs out with for the sake of well, just when she feels like it's convenient for her. Like, "Oh yeah, you want to go with me to like go to like the Spook Fest at Six Flags or something?" And it's like, "Oh, okay, cool, sure, why not?" And it just it felt like she never really took my conversations with her seriously, and I'm just like, damn. It's kind of why I just keep more to myself than anything else. It's a shame. It's a huge shame because I thought like, oh, I thought I was your best friend, but really, it's just. What the hell? Yes. Yeah, it has been difficult for me to actually go out again and just try and make friends. I've tried, but it's just been like, would people like me better if I just wasn't me at all? Like, I don't know. It's part of the reason why I don't show my face is because like I think that's part of why I don't have a lot of friends is due to my physical looks. Like, oh yeah, she's too ugly to be like friends with like so and so, or I just down the mood just by looking the way I am. It's kind of sad. It's why I spend most of my time working on characters and creating stories, because at least then I don't have to deal with too many people just letting me down in that area, and I can just focus on stories of making, like, giving people an understanding of what kind of people they should be friends with, or what to look for in a friend, or that kind of thing. It's kind of hard, but I can't, I would be lying to say if I was lonely when it came to, like, talking about my favorite franchises like Resident Evil, DC Comics, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh. It's kind of fun, kind of funny that I look back at these franchises, and as a kid growing up, it's just like, oh yeah, like I never had that many friends before. It's just really kind of sad thinking about it. It's why I got a lot of dogs. That's part of the reason why I have so many dogs, because they honestly, they will never talk back to you. You just got to feed them. Kind of like pathetic in some ways, some people might say, but at least you know who you're that they're still loyal to you, and that we do not deserve them. I'm still trying to get over the whole Hachi Hachi story. It's kind of, ever since I learned of that when I was in middle school, I'm just like, damn, we don't deserve dogs. Hey, Dr. Hino, how's it going, dude? Hopefully you're having a good day today. It's nice to have you here. Oh my gosh. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with, like, the Bloodhound drawing, like, painting I made yesterday. I never expected that would actually look good, because I wasn't expecting it to look good, looking good at all. But I guess the shading style is a little different to some people. I've been trying to paint more with some of these. I guess we'll move on to a different, like, some more comic pages, because I want to do more. Or maybe I should just do, like, some more other stuff. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, I should probably bring this back in. Okay, I'm gonna take a sippy sip, and then I'm gonna figure out which couple I should try drawing first, because I haven't drawn a lot of couple stuff. Nothing like super, not like nothing not safe for works, because I'm not gonna be that cruel. So instead, it'll just mostly be like cutesy pieces that would be interesting to show around. Oh gosh. I really appreciate that, Divine Megan. It's often hard just, focusing on this kind of stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I got a nice can of Baja Blast waiting for me, so let me just open it real quick. Ah, man. Maybe I might do some chibi stuff. Okay, so. Whew. Okay, so I guess I should probably start off with, like, Leon, because honestly, it has been a while since I've done any chibi stuff, so yeah, that's gonna look very off. Okay, so what would I have him do? Let me see what kind of body. Oh god. The messy kind of stuff. Yay! I am contemplating like what kind of special Halloween thing I should do for a video. Like, I'm contemplating it. Oh, wait. I forgot. I did have a special coming in next week. It's an interesting special because I will have a guest on the channel this upcoming October 30th. And it's going to be another Resident Evil based stream because, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to actually ramble more about the franchise with this person, which is none other than Dead Guy. Which it took me a while to figure out when I would have time. But then I was like, okay, I can make time before Halloween because I can't do it on Halloween because I would be busy. And it's just like, yeah, I basically have to, like, give a good movie night for, like, the kids on Halloween since they can't go out trick or treating. I do not know how to drive, so I can't. And plus, even if I did know how to drive, I'm not going out. No, no way. I've heard too many horror stories already. Like, I know it's easy for some people, but it's like I'm not going up to every fucking house and hoping that none of them grabs the kid and just pulls them in and eats them. Like, yeah, I've been watching way too many horror movies. But yeah, let's see what kind of idea I can do with Leon. Oh my gosh. Are you dressing up? I just ordered my Deku hoodie for Halloween. For the stream, I'll probably change up the icon to celebrate the spirit of Halloween. I'm not sure what I'll dress up as exactly. I'm debating about that really. Maybe I'll just like Evie, are you okay? I always get worried when she pants too hard. I'm always like, damn, don't don't do anything stupid. Don't leave me so soon, okay, baby? She's like, what the hell is she talking about? Honestly, I really can't wait for the groomers because, oh my gosh, the clumps in her ears are just so sensitive. I'm just like scared that they're just gonna keep growing and growing, and then she's gonna be all. Nobody will recognize her because I didn't take her to the groomers in time. Yeah, I'm just. Okay, so. I guess. I don't know. I'm just like I'm thinking pretty flowers or something. Pretty flowers. Yeah, pretty flowers. It's kind of hard to like. No, let me tell you, it's just kind of funny thinking about how fictional characters bring me so much joy. Like, I think some people are just like, "Oh, what is wrong with those people?" And it's like, "Well, what do you expect? Real life sucks." No offense to any real life people out there. It just some of it sucks. Yeah, some of it sucks. Oh, cool. You're dressing up as Luz Luz from the Owl House. Interesting. I just can't wait to get some other things finished. Okay. We're already more so in. Oh, what the heck? Okay. I don't know what you guys are doing down there, but there better not be any mice. I swear those mice are always coming out of nowhere. Fictional heroes do give us something to believe in and encourage us. Exactly. I feel like a lot of people are way too harsh on, like, oh, but this reason, that reason. Well, maybe if people didn't, like, if there were more people like these characters, I would have more faith in humanity. Not to say I don't have a low faith, but it's just like some of the stuff I've seen is just so fucked up. Okay, so of course I gotta make sure I give Leon a. It's definitely been a while since I've drawn in this style, like chibi style. It's just, mm, it's really. You okay, Evie? Hey, Duncan, what are you doing? Did you find a dead mouse? If you did, make sure you give it to the cats. I'm kidding. He would never even touch the thing. Like, the thing is, the mice just casually walk by the dogs. The dogs just don't do shit. They're like, oh, sure, come in and eat my master if you want to. If she somehow ends up dead, you can have her body. Yeah, I'm kidding. They would never do that, right, Evie? Right, Thumbelina? I can't make any guarantees, mother. What? Oh, I would just bid you make an auction based off of your dead body. Yeah, this is why you don't have full permission of any of the inheritance you're about to get, Thumbelina. I swear that dog's always out to get me. But yeah, Fred is just man. I always realize I don't make the eyes as big as they should be. Oh my god. I always ask myself, is it too much? Oh my god. Now I'm debating about it. Fuck. Oh god. It just now I remember why I don't draw in this style enough. It's because I get frustrated easily. For fuck's sake, Evie. You're scaring me. She's just staring at me and just. I don't know what she wants. Oh my god. I got to go to sleep. It's getting late. Good night. Night, Divine Megan. It was nice having you on the stream. Stay hydrated. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm debating if I should just make a comic based off of the entirety of the main Resident Evil series and just, like, with the exception of my characters being there, or if I should do a what if comic where basically, what if Raccoon City didn't end up being, like, fucked over by zombies? What if Leon could have been the cop he always wanted to be? What if, like, Al Wesker wasn't a dick? I don't know. It's just like the idea of what ifs are just like really fun to me, but I'm also like, I don't know, would people really want to read it? Would people want to even read it? I don't know. Oh my gosh. He's definitely giving out golden retriever vibes, and I love it. Okay, let's try and get these flowers to look pretty as possible. It's okay if they don't. It's okay, Leon. You can just give her burnt flowers too, and she would still love them. I'm kind of scared of playing Resident Evil 5 and 6 because everyone's been telling me how bad they either are or how good it is. And I'm like, what if I don't like it? But I'm also like, I need the full timeline. I need the full timeline so I know what's going on. But on the other hand, I'm just like, oh, but I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be let down. Still, though. Your dogs might have a Spike in Jerry relationship. Oh my gosh. Though I am trying to figure out if I do have a good thing going on for my channel. Like, what could be missing from it? What could be missing from it? Oh my gosh. Is it the fact that I don't do enough stupid voices in my videos? Nah, I think we're fine on that. But yeah, I kept learning a lot of things these past couple of days. Like a fact that my mom and her side of the family have made a group chat dedicated to making my life miserable. Ain't that fun? Ain't that fucking fun? And I keep worrying about, like, why is it that I end up in these situations where it feels like I can never catch a break? It's like no wonder I connect to these, like, characters that, they have their own trauma and pain, and it's like, no wonder I want to be with them. We can both be miserable together. Yeah, I know I'm super slow with, like, drawing these flowers, but it's just like, it's fun. It gets me focused. But it's so weird that, my mom is like that, just basically being all, like, obsessed with her ex still. Like, my mom and my dad have been apart since I was like, I want since I was 9. This feud has almost been going on for 20 years. A 20-year feud. Like, holy shit. Like, who is that desperate to be attached to their ex like that? Like, holy shit. I've never met someone who is so obsessed with their ex that they spend 20 years after being apart just trying to find ways to make their life miserable. Like, therapy, please, therapy, therapy. And then, even like, there's like more than 5 people, less than 10 people in this group chat trying to make an ex's life worse just because they broke, like, not because they broke up, but I guess it's, I don't know exactly, but it's just so weird to me. Like, there are so many things that you could be using your time for, but you're still pissed off about your ex and the way things ended. Like, I will never understand these people. And then they had the nerve to basically say, but my dad's obsessed with my mom. My dad doesn't want to deal with my mom. It's like anytime she somehow manages to come into the equation, he just basically is, you know, respectful and decent. Like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you for the many minutes. Yeah, like, your daughters are fine. Like, hopefully you're having a good time. Can I talk to my son? And it's like, the last time my dad asked to, like, see a picture of his son that lives with my mom, basically he sent a, like, my brother sent a photo back of him flipping my dad off, and it's like, can't even have a conversation with him. Can't even have a conversation at all. And that's sad. I'll say go for it. Resident Evil 5 was Kristen Wesker's final battle. Resident Evil 6 wasn't perfect, but might give you some ideas since Sherry returns. Oh my gosh. That, like, I read about that and I'm like, oh my gosh, Sherry! I can't wait. I gotta make sure after the stream I buy Resident Evil 5 and 6, because I think they have a sale going on on the PlayStation Store, and I want to take advantage of the sales whenever they have those. So yeah, my family, my family has a group chat too, but I can imagine them being that petty. I'm invited, but I'm not interested in the moment. Yeah, it's really weird to me when those things happen. It's like, come on, why do you feel the need to cling to this person you've known for like less than a decade? And it's interesting to me because I've known my stepmother longer, like I've been with her longer, living with her longer than I had been with my own mom. And I find that truly, truly sad. Because when I did have to go back to living with my mom, it was hell. Because they basically left me alone when I was just 13. And I get it. That's the age where you probably would maybe go to the store for like 10 minutes and let the kids sit there for a while, like 20 minutes or something. Then you get back. No, she left me alone for like a whole like work day. Like, this is from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. 13 hours by myself. Don't know how to use the stove too much because it's a different model. Didn't even get the ability to use the microwave. So I basically, all I ate was cereal and like simple sandwiches like peanut butter and jelly. And not that it wasn't good, but it just felt like, oh yeah, let's just leave you alone for this long. Meanwhile, my other siblings got dropped off at like either like the daycare, or they got dropped off with my grandmother on my mom's side, who was a dick. So yeah, that's always fun. But yeah, they've always been petty, but I never took them as somebody who would be this petty for almost 20 years. 20 years worth of pettiness. Like, holy shit. And I may have definitely been inspired by them to make characters based off of them. It's probably one of my favorite things to have done because I feel like that's probably the closest thing I'll have to a like closure, because they never want to really talk about how their decisions have affected my life or any of that. So it's like I'm kind of getting my closure just by making these stories that reflect off of those feelings. And I think that's one amazing way to be able to just like deal with these feelings. Of course, also going to therapy helps too. But there are some feelings that just don't leave you until you at least find a way to do so healthily. It's something I've always struggled with when it comes to doing these things. I know I overshare a lot of details about my life, but I don't know. It's just you guys are kind of the only closest things to friends to me. Like, very close to me like that. So I don't mind sharing some of my like information of my problems so you guys understand. Sometimes I'm not always annoyingly fun. I don't think you guys perceive me as annoyingly fun. I think you guys just either take me as like this, like maybe one day you were just scrolling onto YouTube and just being like, I wonder what what I'm gonna end up watching, and somehow you stumbled upon my video. I don't know how, but I'm grateful you did. I'm grateful you're still here, even if it means like hearing me ramble about my OCs or my like past of everything that's like eh, about me. Sometimes some people don't like that. Some people think, "Oh, I shouldn't share every detail." Like, but I'm not sharing every single detail. I'm just saying like sometimes I'm not always like happy when I do streams. Like, I'm conflicted to be honest right now, but I always enjoy being able to do these streams because it gives me a bit of an outlet to just be creative and focus on improvements. So, yeah. Okay, now we're just gonna draw a cutesy thing. It's been probably 10 years since I've seen my parents in the same room and agree on something for once. Even though it came at the expense of agreeing they weren't fond of my hair then. Oh my god. I mean, I can't imagine. It's ironic to me, like, wondering how my parents ended up together because they are drastically different, or how funny it'll be if they got back together. Hell would freeze before that happened. Yeah, it's. Fred! Fred! Fine, I'll talk about the memberships. Okay, guys, I gotta talk about the membership. Otherwise, Fred won't leave me alone. So, anyways, if you join my membership, you get one free sketch every time, once a month. You can save those sketch points for a later date to the point where you can make a better commission coming from me. And then you can have a inked drawing or colored drawing. Okay, inked for 2 months, colored for 3. You can have 4 finished drawings for a whole year, which is usually, I would say, $120 for that entire thing. But no, you would get 90% off. Right, Thumbelina? Mother, you're an idiot. Who would pay $90 for your. Wait, $90? I said $12, Thumbelina. $12 for the entire year, and that would lead to 4 finished drawings for $12. You should be charging more! Do you realize how much money we could be making off these lunatics that watch you? With Thumbelina, that's a little. Okay, that is very harsh. Fred, you can't tell people that you want fishy crackers every time when you don't have fishy crackers, okay? Apologize to the audience right now for your rude behavior.
Ma, what? Why should I be apologizing? Thumbelina caught them lunatics.
Wait, yeah, you're right. Why should you be apologizing? You're just telling me to advertise. Thumbelina, apologize to the audience. Come on, Thumbelina, apologize. Only if you pay me $50. See what I have to put up with, guys? Come on, Thumbelina. Give them a sincere apology. Come on, don't make me start the song. If you fucking sing, I'm throwing your laptop out the window. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Thumbelina is very. She's not as socializing as Fred is, or Evie, or Duncan. Wait, Duncan doesn't speak that much. He just kind of leaves people alone, which isn't too bad, but still. Oh yeah, advertising the membership. $1 a month, you get one sketch a month. You can save those points and get an even better drawing the next month or the month after that. And of course, I will be keeping track of how many points are used. So if you didn't use it for 1 month, then I would be keeping track of it, and that, so on and so forth. I do have other ideas for what I can add to the memberships, like, early access by a day or two for videos. And maybe once I get past, I would say 10, like 10 memberships, or more than 10, to like start doing private streams. But I don't think I'm really at the level of being able to afford to do private streams. That feels like if I had like several thousand people watching me, which isn't likely, which isn't likely. It's a bummer how often I always tell myself, well, you can just like wait until the next time or the time after that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know about the membership. Just $1 a month for a sketch each month. And once I start getting those, requests in, I will start doing the subscriber sketch streams as soon as possible. But that's all I can really say about the memberships. Unless you have any ideas of what you want to see from a membership, I guess like if you were a member for like this many like months, then I guess I would add like other benefits, like, oh, you've been here the longest, well, you get access to this or that. But it's like often hard to really do that. I don't know how people do that. But we'll eventually get there someday. Anywho's, guys, anywho's, let us continue with this piece. I only got like maybe another hour of art in me to really continue the stream. So let's continue. Let's continue. After a good sippy sip. Okay. So now we're going to end up doing a. Okay. Oh, for the. Well, Fred, I already advertised the membership, okay? I can't just tell people, give Fred fishy crackers, because people will not want to give you fishy crackers that way. Oh, damn it, Duncan. Ow. Okay. Oh wait, Leon isn't looking at her. I gotta make it so it looks like she's looking at her. Oh gosh. It's those like little things I now realize during the middle of like the stream. It's like, oh, okay. Okay, now it just looks kind of creepy-ish. After coloring it, it could look better. But yeah, I keep forgetting stuff that I was going to mention within the stream. Okay. But yeah, I'm remembering why I don't use this style a lot because I hate trying to like make it like trying to stay within that area, but also like, oh my gosh, I fucking suck at it. Okay, so okay. Oh frick. I keep getting another message. Oh, that's new. Okay, just gotta make sure I finish this message real quick because it's something important with one of my clients. Oh my gosh. Like, you ever realize during the time when you're like, oh shit, what do I say? Say it like this, say it like this. Because, like, if you're too casual, then people are just like, oh, yeah. Or if you're too professional, it's like, oh my god, really? It's just like you gotta find that happy medium. Okay. Okay. Oh, John in. Okay, first I need a sippy sip, and then I shall answer. Okay. Ever thought of making a comic on your take on how some stuff in the games turned out in Resident Evil? Yeah, I've actually decided I would do something like that. I'm contemplating if I should start from the very beginning to like Resident Evil 0 and kind of work my way up through the games because one of the characters I have that I'm currently designing is like you guys saw her in the Discord chat, currently kind of working on her character design a little bit. Her name is Teresa. She is she is part of the Stars team as a fuck. Oh, my brain's just like, what was she again? And I'm like, oh fuck. She is a crisis negotiator. She mostly handles talking with any possible threats and more. She's kind of like the last minute, okay, like you know we're gonna go all out on you, but before we do you have anything we can like discuss this like civilized people and we can move on from this. Just let us know right now, otherwise then you're gonna have to be fucked over. Like I'm contemplating if she's part of like the alpha team or if she's part of the Bravo team. I'm just it's hard to say which part of the like because they're already got like six complete characters, and I feel like okay, it shouldn't be that bad, right? Right? But yeah, she is probably one of the like oh fuck, ow. But yeah, my intention for Teresa was to basically have her be sort of a leader type, but considering Wesker is the main leader, it's like she and Wesker kind of bump heads a bit. Like before the mansion incident, they would kind of like not really have the best of the relationships, and she usually is very calm and serious, but I guess the part of that is that both Wesker and Teresa would have this dynamic where it's just like they cannot be in charge of like the same team. So I guess she would probably be part of Bravo or something because she can't like because I would imagine Wesker would want her out immediately because she would definitely cause trouble if she were to find out because she has a very high intense sense of justice and what is right, what is wrong, and if she found out what West like what him and many of many involved in the umbrella situation she would definitely tell the government. So that's kind of why I would imagine for the Bravo team, her being part of the team there and having to deal with dealing with these creatures and such, and then getting to the mansion. I would imagine Wesker eventually bumps into her, and she's like, okay, I've seen some really crazy ass shit, Wesker. We gotta you know we gotta tell the police department, we gotta do this right now, right away, let's leave, because we can't take any more chances. And I would imagine Wesker just kind of luring her into oh yeah, you can just like we can do that, yeah, but first things first, we got to investigate this creepy mansion and such. And he would try and take every opportunity that he can to kill her off, which, like, it would seem accidental at first, considering how, some of the stuff just suddenly happens. But eventually she glues the things together, and, you know, it's just like, oh gosh. Like, I do have one idea in mind that I kind of think would be interesting, is that oh fuck. Okay. Of Originally, one of the ideas was that she would be a like civilian, but when I saw the idea of the uniforms and such, I was just like, what if she was this negotiator and try to, I would imagine later on in the first game she would try to negotiate with Wesker, but then eventually realizing he's not gonna budge, he's not gonna do shit, he's just gonna let things be as they are, and he would try and for sure kill her because she has the more likely chance of getting in the way. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever pair her up with anyone. Like, I don't know. She seems like the married to her work kind of gal, but I'm also like, but isn't that everyone in the Resident Evil series? Leon's married to his work, Ada's married to her work, Chris is totally married to his work, even though I could totally see him and Jill being the couple that slowly burned into a relationship and married in secret and having this cute wedding. And oh man, the possibilities. Which would be another reason why Teresa would exist, to kind of push Chris and Jill along and be you two need to settle down together, It's not like you'll find anybody else anybody else. And it's just like, what is she implying? I think she's implying that both you and me need to get together. She's not really thinking that, right? Mm, but yeah, she would be in Resident Evil 0, 1. I'm debating about 3 a little bit. I mean, I would love to see her interactions with avoiding Nemesis, but I'm also like, would it be too much of having her there with like her there with Jill and Carlos trying to escape Raccoon City together? Would that be too many? But I'm also like, nah, I think that fits. I think that fits. But then it also is like, well, then Nemesis would have two different stars members to go back and forth with in trying to grab. So how would he be able to go after them both? And I'm just like, oh my god, what if I accidentally try to kill her off? I don't know. My brain's just like working a mile a minute or a second, I guess. I don't know. It's just like there's so many things there. But yeah, gotta think of the next one. Okay, now who to draw next? I'm just debating about. I guess I could continue with the inking though. Oh damn. Oh, oh damn it. I can't wait to get back to playing Resident Evil Code Veronica, but I'm also like, oh, but I don't miss that. I don't. I do not miss being chased around and killed by those asshole one armed assholes, okay? I'm kind of hoping soon we get the remake or like the fact that we're going to be getting the Resident Evil 0 remake as well. Like I I know those two games are not like enough to some degree to people. Like why didn't they like started off with the very first game? And it's like, well, when you think about it in coordination, wouldn't it be weird that Resident Evil 1 got two remakes before Resident Evil 0? It wouldn't make sense. Like I'm counting in the original remake and then the second one they're definitely going to be doing because why would they wait like why would they remake all these other games but not remake the original one with another version? I'm just saying with what they have right now with the style and the storytelling and remaking a little bit of the plot, it makes sense to kind of go back to the original game and remaking it again. But I would imagine they would also want to try and remake the like Resident Evil 0 for obvious reasons that game definitely would be better remade. Not saying it's not good as it is right now. I just think it would be really nice to see Billy again. But Code Veronica would definitely be a good remake too. It's just like a matter of seeing what they would do. And again, I think a lot of people are just like, but why would they make Code Veronica not go for like 5 or 6 yet? And it's like, well, if you think about it, if we don't have Code Veronica, we don't really know how the fuck Wesker's still alive. Like, we can't just do Resident Evil 1's remake, and then bam, we have Resident Evil 5. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. There wouldn't be a lot of motivation there. It's just like, what do you think will happen next from where you're at in Code Veronica? Okay, so I managed to. Okay, I haven't managed to get to the safe room above the bed. I haven't gotten there yet. Like, I think one of the people told me there was a safe room up there. I haven't gotten there yet, but I managed to get a few things finished already. And I actually found saving, like, ink strips, so I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, considering I love making profile drawings, it's like, let me see how big this canvas is. 2000 width, three. Okay, so that's 2000 width. I guess I'll design the other new character in front of you guys to kind of give you guys what I'm working with. Okay, so it usually takes me a while to finally get to that. I gotta use this as a quick reference to kind of build off the height. That's what I usually do when I have to like do that. So I get like a character I've already drawn, and then I put them a little bit to the side, and then I basically figure out where I'm gonna have the kids stand at. Okay. I basically figure out where I'm gonna have the kids stand at and work from there. Sometimes it takes like lots of trial and tribulation to figure out the sketch concept, but it's whatever, it's whatever. Because now I'm drawing Dylan, who is like I'm still contemplating about his name a little bit because I'm like, what else could I do for like a name? But yeah, I definitely wouldn't have him immediately get into sometimes takes a while to do, but yeah, the premise is basically for Dylan. I'm just like, I think he definitely would be leaving with Jill and Carlos. Like that's my main plan, but I'm also like, what if he just left with Leon, Claire, and Sherry and Fawn? But I'm just like, I don't know. There's just so many characters there. It's not even funny. So I probably just would have him leave with like Jill and Carlos. because I can't imagine him doing anything else other than that. But yeah, I would imagine it doesn't go so well in the future. Like I would say since it would be Resident Evil 6 time period for when we would actually like I think that would be actually when Dylan would make a reintroduction into the Resident Evil franchise or story plot line thing. Because I can't really imagine him in other scenes. Okay. Like I can't imagine him anything before Resident Evil 5 because I'm just like, okay, there's still a lot there. Because I haven't played Resident Evil 5 or 6, so I have to still kind of linger and play around with those. But yeah, he gets eventually taken in by Barry, who I would imagine Dylan and Barry getting along nicely. I guess until like Dylan's maybe like 18 or 19 years old. I'm kind of working out some of the details there because I would imagine, oh, maybe he thinks he's a burden. He leaves the family because he doesn't want to ruin their relationship or something. But then I read that in one of the part, like in like Barry's story, that his daughters got into one of the guns, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is very terrifying to think about. I'm halfway done with my drawing for today, but since I'm not going to make it in the next 6 minutes, I'll just post what I got and finish the rest tomorrow. That's a good idea. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I keep going back and thinking like with Dylan's story, I might change his like name to something else for when he's older. I would imagine going through like survivor's guilt a lot for Dylan because I wouldn't imagine him in any other scenario. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go become a government agent just like Barry and Leon and shit. Like, no, I don't think he'll do that at all. I'm like, don't think, I don't think Dylan would have the guts to really hold a gun, none less even look at a gun. And I would imagine maybe in maybe in Resident Evil 6 when Sherry's reintroduced. I'm thinking how interesting like Sherry and Dylan's relationship would be. He wouldn't try and like flirt with her. Hell no, hell no. Dylan doesn't really have the want to be with anybody like later on in his life. He's just like he just doesn't think he deserves to even be desired in that kind of way. He just kind of deals with being a lone wolf in that kind of way. He just in full honesty, it's just like it's no surprise considering he is connected to like Raccoon City and what happened there and how it would definitely make him think, "Oh yeah, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I don't deserve to be loved like that. I don't deserve to have anything like that happen to me." Otherwise, people might get hurt because whatever. It's though I could probably see him being jealous of like okay, I have to remember his name. LeMay. My dad met a Fed once while he was at war. One of his Marines asked the Fed how he can join. Fed said he does not want this life. If you die, your family will never know what happened to you. They'll just say you died during a training exercise. Oh my goodness. Okay, I finally found out the name. Like, because I don't look at every single name of who's involved in like the Resident Evil franchise, but I would imagine Dylan kind of being jealous of Sherry's relationship with Jake, but not in a way where it's like I want to date her too kind of way. It's more like how can you befriend someone like after what you've been through? Like, oh my gosh. There's just so much there. Other than that, I'm just like yeah, I've now decided it would be funny if Dylan had Chris's jacket as part of his outfit in the Resident Evil 2 and 3 games just to have him basically have that. And I would imagine later down the line Chris finds out and he's just like, "Hey, can I have that back now? You mind giving me that back? It's kind of special to me." And like Dylan's just like, "Well, you weren't there when you lost it and no, it's mine now." Cuz Dylan would have this would be very greedy when it comes to things he couldn't have in the orphanage and thinks, "Well, I'm entitled to this now. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm sorry. You're going to have to find another jacket. Bye." Only because I really loved how the jacket looked in the games and I was just like, wouldn't that be kind of funny? If like every fucking Thanksgiving or Christmas related dinner where Chris has to walk into Barry's house with everyone else and just be like, "Is your kid gonna give me back my jacket now?" No, no. I tried to last night. Dylan kind of almost stabbed me with his steak. He made a steak? Yeah, a lot of steaks. But yeah. Maybe he does eventually give it back with a little convincing. With a little convincing. But I just kind of like to imagine Chris losing to like this kid every fucking time when it comes to a lot of things. Like, oh, your jacket, it's mine now. Your sister's attention, it's mine now. Your best friend, yeah, he's mine now. And Chris just basically being like, what is with this brat? Maybe he would be sympathetic considering he is also like an orphan himself, but it's just like it's kind of funny to me like, "Oh, yeah, this is mine now." Eventually I'll get better at drawing like poses, but still. Like his original jacket from Resident Evil 1, Claire did have Chris's lighter in Code Veronica until she gave it up, but Chris gets it back later. Oh wow. I gotta see if I can find a reference real quick. Oh my gosh. Resident Evil 6 did open up with Chris about to eat a steak, or that might have been the ending. Dylan could also be a part of Chris's unit too. Oh my gosh. That would be something. That could be something. That could be something. Cuz I'm just like I'm debating about these kind of things and it's like that would be something that would work well. That at first like I would probably would imagine in some situations like him kind of being like the only survivor. It's just kind of like, oh my gosh, it's Raccoon City all over again. I'm gonna go be traumatized now. Bye. Because with how Dylan deals with his trauma, it's just like he kind of really keeps it to himself. He doesn't like sharing anything about his story. He doesn't know where he came from exactly. He kind of figures that he's basically lucky that he managed to even survive. Doesn't help matters that a lot of the time that I would imagine later on he would just like kind of run away at 18, and it just kind of causes a bit of a disturbance because he didn't tell anyone where he was going, why he left. He just kind of felt out of it. There's just like so much I could work with, but I'm just like I'm debating about it, you know? But yeah, I would imagine after all of what happened, it's just like something would come back that would haunt him more than just his nightmares. It's just kind of interesting because I'm contemplating about it. Like, okay, he grows up normally, later on joins Chris's unit. Like maybe at first he thinks, okay, I'm just gonna deal with this. Maybe after the trauma from Chris's unit, he just kind of doesn't do much of anything and just kind of tries to return to normalcy for a while and then somehow gets pulled back into experiments, like not on him, but I would imagine him finding out about like another group of kids being experimented on, and it's like I can't deal with that feeling of being useless again. I'm going to go find out all this information by myself without any help because, heroes are like that. But there's like still so much more I need to improve on. Still, let me see. Oh, dang, the height difference is amazing. No, it still looks too accustomed to his arms. Let me make it baggier. Like, let me make it baggier. Some of the areas definitely need to be baggier. But I don't know. I'm just like, I'm thinking about if he did have more of a bigger role later down the line due to his like immunity, but also somehow creating another virus. I'm not too sure. I'm bouncing ideas in my mind. Maybe once I play 5, 6, 7, and 8 fully, I can probably come up with a like more explanations for what could happen. Oh yeah, I gotta kind of add details of the jacket. Can't believe how far I've come along in this. It's just pretty interesting. Other than that, I can't wait to be done with the Arttober challenge. I'll finally be able to post a bit more Resident Evil OC stuff on my Twitter and like Tumblr. Only reason why I have a Tumblr is mostly to kind of have like a space to just post all those drawings because that's what I mainly use it for is to kind of keep them there. I mean, yeah, I could use my deviant art, but I wanted to focus entirely on Resident Evil stuff, so yeah, even the cringe and the annoying stuff, which I probably won't post anywhere else, so what better use than Tumblr? I did have one of my friends try and get me to set, like, set a relationship up between Dylan and Sherry, but I was just like, that feels too much, though. That feels too much. I can kind of imagine them having kind of like a sibling connection in a way, but it's also like I wouldn't imagine him being interested in her romantically. It just, mm, no, no. Because again, I also love writing my characters just being depressing as hell. So yeah, Dylan would be one of those characters that just doesn't think he deserves happiness, kind of shoves his feelings into a box. It just kind of works with it. He doesn't gain any weird like obsessions or anything. It's just like, eh. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I haven't worked too much else on any next generation stuff. But if I do, it'll probably be like lots of Dylan stuff. Boy. Let me just save this as. Okay, so we got Teresa, we got some pages done. I'm pretty impressed that I even made this, to be honest. Maybe one day I'll actually color it in, ink it, shade it a little bit, just kind of giving you guys an idea of what might happen next. But the thing is, I think I might begin the process of making my Resident Evil comic next month. But that involves starting from the beginning, which could take me a while. I would just need to like overlook at some notes, try and figure it out. I'm not too sure. Maybe I might randomize it or something. Not sure what else I can work on, but I know I gotta get some other things finished. So I guess this is it for tonight, which I gotta say, it's been a very fun stream just finishing this up and making sure I got everything done. Again, for the game streams, like gaming streams, that's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the same time, 10:30 p.m. Central Time, maybe even earlier if I manage to make it work that well. I can't wait to be able to do that, to be honest. Like, I'm very much looking forward to the next, like, Code Veronica stream. If I can manage to finish that this weekend, we could probably play Silent Hill 2's remake, but I'm not too sure yet because I have to still figure out some other elements for the stream. But on the other hand, I'm also like, oh man, it would be nice to finally be able to work on playing some Resident Evil 4 games, but it's like debatable. There's so many options, yet so little time. It might end up being Silent Hill 2's remake just so I can kind of take a break and work a bit up to Resident Evil 4, but who knows, who knows. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. And if you did, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. But yeah, for now, stay safe, stay cool, and most importantly, guys, stay hydrated. This is Dazzling Kate, signing the hell out of here.